So you're thinking about spending serious money on a digital piano. You've seen the gorgeous photos of the Korg G1 Air, the sleek, modern design, the promise of breathtaking sound and expression. You're probably imagining it as the elegant, perfect centerpiece of your home. But before you hit that buy button on Amazon, you need to hear the truth about the problems nobody is talking about. I've spent months with this piano, and I'm going to show you the frustrating reality behind the glossy marketing. For the best price, click the link in the description. Now, let's start with the obvious. The Korg G1 Air is a stunning piece of furniture. It wins the beauty pageant, hands down. The slimline cabinet is minimal and modern. It looks like something from a high-end design magazine, not a music store. That was the first thing that blew me away. Therefore, when you unbox it, you feel like you've made an incredible decision. You immediately want to play it for guests. You want to show it off. And you should. It's a looker. But here's the first major interjection. I call this the coffee table conundrum. The glossy black finish is a fingerprint and dust magnet of epic proportions. If you have a cat, a child, or you simply exist in a room with air, you will be cleaning this piano more than you play it in the first week. It's like a fingerprint museum. You'll see every decision you ever made right there on the lid. And speaking of playing, the key action is where Korg really pushes its technology. They call it the Responsive Hammer Action 3 or RH3. It's weighted, it's graded, it's supposed to mimic a real acoustic piano. Therefore, for a beginner or intermediate player, it feels substantial. It feels professional. There's a satisfying heaviness on the low notes and a lightness on the high notes. But the snapback moment is this, the key texture. It's a smooth, glossy plastic. On a humid day, or if your fingers are even slightly damp, it feels slippery. You lose that confident grip. It's a small thing, but for a pianist, touch is everything. It's like trying to run in dress shoes on a waxed floor. You can do it, but you're always a little conscious of it. And that brings us to the namesake feature, the air part. The built-in sound system. Korg uses this fancy sound projector system. They have speakers facing up and down to create an immersive, room-filling sound. Therefore, when you play, the sound doesn't just come at you from the front. It surrounds you. It's genuinely impressive and one of the G1 Air's strongest selling points. The sound feels like it's coming from the instrument itself, not from a cheap box. But here's the unexpected twist that changes your perception. That beautiful, immersive sound only works perfectly in a perfect room. A carpeted, acoustically treated, rectangular living room. Wonderful. My quirky home office with hardwood floors and a weird angled ceiling. The bass notes sometimes felt like they were hiding under the piano, and the treble would get a little sharp in one corner. Your room becomes a co-designer of the sound. That's a problem you don't get with headphones. It's like the piano is a diva that needs perfect stage lighting. And let's talk about that sound technology. Korg brags about its Japanese grand piano sound, based on decades of work. The sound is incredibly detailed. You can hear the subtle mechanical noises, the damper resonance, the string vibrations. It's a rich, complex sound that rewards soft, nuanced playing. Therefore, if you're playing classical or jazz, it can feel beautifully authentic. It's not a flat, boring digital sample, but the scroll stop here is the volume. To get the full, beautiful, dynamic range, you need to play at a decent volume. At low volumes, it can feel a bit compressed. The softest notes don't whisper as much as you'd like. And at full volume in a shared living space, you will become the least popular person in your home or apartment building. I tested this. My neighbor's dog started singing along. It was not a duet I wanted. Now, what about the top Amazon reviews? They give it a 4.2, which is solid. Therefore, a lot of people are clearly happy. They rave about the design and the sound quality, and they're not wrong. But I need to interject about what some of the 3-star reviews hint at. The interface. The control panel is a series of tiny, identical buttons and a small LCD screen. It's minimalist to a fault. Changing sounds, adjusting metronome settings, or diving into the few functions it has feels like programming a VCR from 1992. You'll be pressing the function button and hunting through a manual. It's not intuitive or fun. It's the opposite of the elegant, flowing experience of playing it. It's like a supermodel who can't use a smartphone. And for a piano at this price point, the feature set is surprisingly sparse. There are only 30 sounds. Compare that to other digital pianos in its class that offer hundreds. Therefore, if you are purely a pianist, this is fine. You have a few good pianos, a couple of electric pianos, and some basic strings. But if you were hoping for a workstation, this ain't it. No recording to USB audio, just MIDI. No app integration to speak of. It's a dedicated instrument. That's a virtue or a limitation, depending on what you want. I wanted to lay down a quick idea, but it wanted me to connect a whole computer via MIDI. My creative mood was gone faster than a donut at a police station. Here's another joke for you. The headphone jacks are on the underside of the keyboard, way at the back. Plugging in headphones feels like a contortionist act. You'll be fishing around blindly. I'm convinced Korg's designer has arms 6 feet long. It's the world's first yoga warm-up routine included with a musical instrument. So, after all these buts and problems, do I hate the Korg G1 Air? This is the contrarian snapback. Absolutely not. In fact, understanding these problems is what allows you to truly appreciate its brilliance. Therefore, the resolution is this. The Korg G1 Air is not for everyone. It's a specialist. It is for the person who values minimalist design as much as sound quality. It's for the living room centerpiece that will actually be played. It's for the pianist who wants a focused, high-quality digital instrument that feels like playing a finely crafted object, not a feature-laden computer. The problems I listed. For the right buyer, they're quirks, not deal-breakers. The glossy finish. You learn to keep a microfiber cloth nearby. The slippery keys. You adapt your touch or get a keyboard cover. The room-dependent sound. You position it carefully. The simple interface. You set your favorite sound and leave it alone. When you accept it for what it is, a breathtakingly beautiful, incredible-sounding digital piano asterisk, the magic happens. You stop fiddling with buttons and start playing. The connection between the weight of the key and the bloom of the sound through that air system is, at its best, magical. It makes you want to practice. It makes you sound better. It's the piano that makes you feel like a pianist, not a technician. Therefore, my final advice is this. Don't buy the Korg G1 Air if you want a feature-packed all-in-one workstation. But do buy the Korg G1 Air if you want a stunning, inspirational instrument that prioritizes the pure joy of playing the piano above all else. For all its little quirks, it achieves that goal spectacularly. For the best price and to see if it's the right specialist for you, click the link in the description.